Hello and welcome to the BVB Update post-game edition. I'm Stefan Butzko and today I'm going to talk about Borussia Dortmund's 1-0 win against TSG Hoffenheim. And the best thing is that it's a Friday night win and that means nothing can hurt us now for the rest of the weekend. So that is very nice. The weekend is saved, and also if we take a look at the top of the table, this is where Borussia Dortmund are sitting now. And if it weren't for pesky Werder Bremen, Dortmund could now be sitting with 15 points at the top of the table. But you know, coulda, woulda, shoulda. That is how it is, of course. But yeah. So what I'm going to do now is read you some quotes from players and coaches and then have some reactions from my Twitter timeline. But first, we can hear directly from Jude Bellingham after the game. So let's play that.
Yeah, I think that was some of the best football we've played this season. I think especially the first half, that's the best stuff we've played. You know, it was really fun to play in today. I think the way we played counteracted the way they wanted to defend really well. We had some nice chances, we played some good stuff, and we were really aggressive in the defense. So yeah, very happy with that today.
Very nice. And yeah, we also had some quotes, of course, from Edin Terzic, and his opening statement at the news conference after the game said, quote, "We showed a great performance, especially in the first half. We knew that Hoffenheim are very good tacklers, so we made sure they arrived too late for the challenges by moving the ball quickly, by spreading out the play. The plan was not to need a lot of touches to find a teammate, that we switched the play quickly. The goal was a prime example of that. We also wanted to play the second half the same way. However, it didn't quite work in the second half because we tried to combine on too tight spaces on the wing, allowing Hoffenheim to put us under pressure. And then we didn't have the energy to keep position for long enough once we regained it. Nevertheless, we managed to create 2 or 3 goal scoring opportunities after the break. And we could have created 4 or 5 if we had played our counterattacks with more composure. But we managed to keep Hoffenheim far away from our goal and we were switched on defensively. If you compare the final stages of today's game with the match against Bremen, then it's a big step in the right direction." And Hoffenheim coach Breitenreiter said that Dortmund deserved the win, that Hoffenheim were too passive in the first half, especially without the ball, but were also too nervous in possession and helped BVB with easy turnovers. And he says that the 1-0 was such a moment because they lost all their markers in their play, and he said that the final 30 minutes were better from a Hoffenheim perspective, but nevertheless, even though they had more composure, they lacked the precision in the final third to create any goal-scoring opportunities, and the bottom line for him was that BVB deserved to win the game. And Edin Terzic also had a couple of other quotes. For example, he was talking about the partnership of Bellingham and Özcan in midfield. And there he said, quote, "Jude Bellingham and Salih Özcan played well together last week, but they did even better today because they kept the distances to each other shorter. They defended together, had each other's backs. Jude was the one who won the ball higher up the field or put the ball carrier under such pressure that Salih could win the ball back in the second wave. It worked really well, but we're still trying to optimize this partnership." And Terzic also talked about missing the chances to decide the game sooner. And there he said, quote, "Grinding out 1-0 wins helps boost the self-belief. However, we now had back-to-back games where we could have killed the game much sooner, which would have conserved some energy instead of having to battle for the win until the final second. It's small details that often decide if the ball goes in or not. From the chances we created, as a coach, you are happy if your team creates many opportunities rather than having to score from the one chance that you get all game." So yeah, there you have it from Edin Terzic. We also have a couple of quotes from Salih Özcan and Julian Brandt, thanks to BVB TV. And today Julian Brandt really put in a shift, and to that extent he said, quote, "I felt a cramp here and there, but I'm still alive." And yeah, talking about having a pretty good game, he said, quote, "To me, it's always important to find my flow early in the game. When the first moments of the game go well for me, it helps me get the rhythm that I need. Nevertheless, there were moments where I could have done better today, and I'd also be pleased to score goals soon." And about the goal that he, of course, assisted, he said, quote, "It's funny that we scored today because we scored a similar goal last season against Wolfsburg, only that it was Haaland who put it in the net instead of Reus that time. But the pattern was similar. We were lucky that Jude created just enough chaos to distract the defenders without jeopardizing the chance." Yeah, Jude Bellingham recently has been a bit of a Chancentod, as we say in German. And yeah, he also said, looking forward to the Champions League. We've got to make up for last season when we crashed out after the group stage. Everyone is looking forward to the European nights. And yeah, surely I am too. And Salih Özcan after the game said, "You can't put this atmosphere here into words. It was an intense match. We closed the center because that's where Hoffenheim's strengths lie. And that was key to the clean sheet And with that, we can go over to some takeaways from the community. And at Borussia Dortmund Passion says 3 takeaways from the first half. Solid, simple and elegant football from Dortmund. Mats Hummels and Julian Brandt are playing their best game of the season. The latter's improvement is impressive and Modest keeps getting better and better on all aspects. I think these are very good takeaways, and with that we move over to my podcast colleague Lars Bollmann, who says Brandt and Reus were great first half. Modest put in a massive shift, but Hummels and Schlotterbeck were absolutely monumental today. On current form, Hummels isn't the BVB defender missing out in November, meaning the World Cup shouldn't be anyway. And we move on to an old ESPN colleague of mine, Steffen Ursfeld, right? A team that has interest to fight. Reus is Mr. 1-0 and Marius Wolf has Kevin Großkreuz vibes. There's excitement till the end, a loud stadium and inconsistent referees. A top match. I'd like to see it again. Your Dembo. And Nessa 1909, very simple. Clean sheet, yay. And that actually is the perfect segue to my favorite aspect of tonight's game. And that is, of course, the defensive performance, the clean sheet and how it came about. And you can see here, of course, the stats from Understat, the expected goals. Dortmund overall easily deserved winner with a 2.52 expected goals creation to Hoffenheim's 0.36. But more importantly is just the quality of Dortmund's chances versus Hoffenheim's chances. For example, Marco Reus's goal, 0.44. Then we have Bynoe-Gittens, 0.56. And Modest, which was the header, 0.43. And then you had Torgan Hazard very late. Another big chance, 0.49. And I think there is the blocked shot here, 0.12. But yeah, could have been obviously higher. Still a good double chance. But if we look on the other side, we had the free kick, which maybe was the best chance, and 0.07. And then here 0.05, 0.02, 0.04. And you get it. And if we look at the timing chart of the plot lines, of course, Dortmund here having massive chances. And here's a Hazard chance. But Hoffenheim, on the other hand, did not really have any big chances whatsoever. So they have really tiny steps going up, just like Dortmund had. So the couple of chances they had between the 45th and 60th minute, not really worth mentioning. And after that, it's a flat line, which is even more impressive if you look at the possession stat. And here, obviously, you can see the possession overall over the entire game. It's 50-50. But on a hoof squad, if we move this over to the 60th minute, you see that Hoffenheim had almost 60%, and I think if you move it a little further, over 66% of possession in the final, 20 minutes of the game. So you can see that Dortmund had to take a lot of pressure, but as I said before, right here, it's still a flat line, so they hardly allowed Hoffenheim any chances whatsoever, and here you can see it a little bit better, sorry. But that remains my main point, is that Borussia Dortmund as a whole team, as a unit, defended really well. And in that regard, I think we really have to give a shout out today to Julian Brandt, because we often criticize him for his lack of defensive effort, but today he really ran his socks off. So and Kyle from Milwaukee here says, Brandt looked great today and yet again involved in the goal. Very much concur. And Luca saying then at the substitution, Schlotterbeck getting the fans to applaud Brandt's defensive work. Is he Pavloving him? Good question. And let's also take a look at this one controversial moment. I think everyone in my timeline, and myself included, said this should have been a penalty when Özcan hands on his back, but when Marius Wolf played the cross in, his arm moved out. And to me, it was a penalty, and I think VAR should have given it. Refereeing experts on Twitter, Colinas Erben, said as much, but let's continue with some stats here. And I guess I'm starting with Mats Hummels because I have not sorted anything of this. And 6 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 clearances, 1 block, 7 out of 10 duels won, 32 of 34 passes completed, 4 of 5 long balls, 52 touches, and 90 minutes played. Just once again to highlight that Mats Hummels right now is playing really, really well. And it should not go unsaid, of course. And another nice stat from Opta France saying that Marco Reus has scored the opening goal in the Bundesliga match for Borussia Dortmund 45 times, equaling Manny Burgsmüller's club record. And this season, Marco Reus might also get Manny Burgsmüller's overall all-time scoring record for Dortmund, but he still has a couple of goals to go. And yeah, Marius Wolf also gets a shout out because he had 4 key passes, 3 long balls, 60% duels, 1, 3 tackles, and successful dribblings, 100%. I haven't checked how many those were, maybe just 1, but nevertheless, Marius Wolf had to start as a left back because Rafael Guerreiro is out due to a non-COVID illness today, which I guess was the surprise injury as the game started. And yeah, also Salih Özcan with another tremendous performance, 2 out of 2 dribbles, 1, 2 fouls, 1 interception, 1 tackle, 1 clearance. Certainly felt more than 1 tackle to me, but you know, this is how the stats are being recorded. 52 out of 63 passes, 4 out of 7 long balls, 76 touches and 90 minutes played. And yeah, this one pass to Bynoe-Gittens very early on actually had some Delaney vibes, so that is something that I really liked. And yeah, also there were a lot of bad news coming out of this game. First of all, before the game, Edin Terzic announced that Dahoud will have to undergo shoulder surgery and will therefore be out for some time. And yeah, obviously not great news because shoulder injuries seem to be a theme right now, because Jamie Bynoe-Gittens after the game had his arm in a sling, and Terzic did say at the news conference that his shoulder popped out and that he's hoping that Jamie is coming back soon, because with Adeyemi also being unavailable right now, and I don't know how long his toe injury will last. Maybe he's already back against Copenhagen, maybe not. But yeah, he was doubtful for today and not playing. Dortmund is sort of losing midfielders left, right and center, and we also do not know the status of Daniel Malen. But let's finish this on a high, and that is of course the yellow wall celebrating with the team. Enjoy. So that's it for today. Thank you as always for watching, and let me know in the comments what you make of today's 1-1. I think there are a lot of very positive takeaways, and yeah, whatever you liked, write in the comments, and yeah, please also like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.